This isn't even a drink. It's a weapon.
Okay, I love this guy. See how he has a box cutter, not some giant Rambo knife? I always tell all my violent clients, if you're gonna have a weapon, have it also be a household item. Do you have any idea how much easier that is for me to defend? And you can do a lot of damage with household items. I once had a client facing 35 years for something he did with a toilet scrubber.
You think that guy's cute? Well, he's got super chlamydia. I'm his dog.
Folks, this would be a breach of doctor-patient confidentiality. Now, the only time a doctor would be allowed to disclose information like this is if it was literally to save someone else's life. So in this case, he's got to hope that whoever he's talking about actually does have super chlamydia, which I don't even think is a thing, because if it was, my ex-wife would have given it to me.
They went back on an offer to give him free meals for life after he spent an hour locked in their bathroom.
Normally, if I'm locked in the bathroom for an hour, it's Chipotle, not Burger King. And let me tell you, when I'm done, it's definitely a crime scene. But look, Burger King, you said free meals for life. That means free meals for life. But there's good news for you guys. If he's eating a lot of Burger King, it won't be a long life.
Is violence always the answer? Absolutely not. In fact, it's much easier to poison someone than to resort to violence.
Okay, the love-hate relationship I'm starting to develop with this man is insane. Look, he's actually partially right. Violence is messy. So yes, poison does have its merits. But guess what? When it's all said and done, if they find even trace amounts of that poison with or on you, case closed, buddy. That's how they busted me for narcotics.
Have I ever stolen someone's heart? Yeah, but they were dying anyways.
Organ theft, okay? This is a tough defense. He's actually surprisingly on the right track. But instead of dying, you say dead. Okay, you stumbled upon a dead body. You went to check their ID to see who it was, and you noticed that they're an organ donor. You realized that the organs needed to be kept cool, and since your freezer can't fit an entire person, you had to cut them out. Some would say you're a hero.
I've studied and learned every major gang sign. That way if I ever end up in prison, there'll be no doubt I'd be thugging like that.
Okay, as someone who's worked with gang members, and as someone who's been to prison themselves, there's some logic to this. Although the goal really shouldn't be to learn the gang signs that you want to use, and more the signs that you don't want to use accidentally. I once tried to indicate that I wanted a glass of water, and apparently it meant something else.
Have I ever told someone I love them? Yeah, like all the time. It's part of the process of getting them to give you their whole life savings online.
Love scams, okay? I've been wanting to talk about this. I'm not gonna say there's a good crime, but this is a good crime to commit. If you got someone to willingly give you their money, they're probably not gonna be able to get it back. I mean, my ex-wife has half my money, and that's just from a divorce. In fact, I should give this guy her contacts. Grab her. No, legally you did not need to grab her. When in doubt, not grabbing people is always the safer bet. I see a lot of clients who are a bit too grab happy. It's not your job to play vigilante just because the cops failed high school gym. If you did get in trouble for that and you need a lawyer, I'd be happy to defend you. It'd be fun to defend a non-grabber for once.
Can I get you a fake ID? Why, you kill someone too?
Okay, so you get busted with a fake ID. What do? The defense is so simple and easy, it's ridiculous. You just say, yeah, I know that's not my ID. I found it on the ground. I thought I should give it to the bouncer. Or the guy working at the liquor store or whatever. That's exactly why you never say anything when you hand someone ID. You wait for them to speak. It's just that my landlord is selling it, and the new guy is turning it into some rustic Airbnb. Okay, I've been getting this question a lot recently. Can your landlord boot you out to turn the property into an Airbnb? Now, the short answer is that depends on your lease agreement. But there's a beautiful and mostly legal loophole. Let them rent it as an Airbnb. And then get a bunch of people you know to book it as the first guests. Boom. All terrible reviews. In fact, even get your friends to make up a story that it's haunted or something. The worse, the better. In no time, he'll rent it back to you. Probably for cheaper.
So you know that homosexuality used to be a crime. So looking around this room, who's the real criminal?
Yes, he is in fact correct. And if it still was, imagine how much business I'd be getting in today's climate. But look, that is a terrible defense. Because by making the comparison that, oh, back in the day something else used to be illegal, all you're doing is proving that you have an understanding of the law. And I know ignorance isn't a great defense, but it's better than no defense. And you're letting people know that you know what you did was illegal. So once again, people, please, shut up till I get there.
Hey, what's that?
Oh, I just steal soap every chance I get. Okay, so I actually get this question a lot. Can you take soap or toilet paper or paper towels from a public restroom? Technically, in most cases, you're only allotted single-use quantity of products. However, if you get busted for this, the defense is easy. You just say you got the product from somewhere else. They can't put cameras in bathrooms. And if they do, they can't use the footage in court. As for this clown, it looks like he's taking soap from a residential house. And he even calls it stealing. He might have soap, but this guy's far from squeaky clean.
Is that sugar on the table? Oh!
Yes, he can absolutely be charged for that. Now, I get it. The taste test might be tempting. Maybe he didn't have a testing kit, or maybe it was just faster. Or maybe he just needed a little pick-me-up. But if you consume banned substances, you can get busted. Just because you work in law doesn't mean you're above the law. Trust me on this one, folks. I found out the hard way.
A new trend is going around where people are taking Tide containers at stores and filling them to the top.
Yes, it's illegal, okay? I'm sorry, folks. But if you get caught doing this, listen close. You're gonna hold on to the emptier one, okay? And you're gonna say that it felt just a little too full and you wanted to be fair to the store. So you were emptying some of the extra into another bottle. That way the store could keep as much detergent as possible.
I swallow a handcuff key every morning. That way if I'm ever cuffed, I'm one poop away from freedom.
Attempting escape, that's another charge. Unauthorized handling of police equipment, that's another charge. Defecating while in police custody, unless it's on the toilet, that's another charge, and a bad one. A word of advice, seal your cracks, seal your lips, and wait till I get there.
What's kale? Oh dear. We need to get you to Child Protective Services.
Okay, I'm sure this is gonna come as no surprise, but people are getting a little too Child Protective Services happy. First thing is, you don't take someone's child to Child Protective Services, okay? That's kidnapping. You call them and then report it, and they show up with a clipboard. And a child not knowing what kale was does not give you grounds. If you didn't know what vegetables were, maybe. By the way, all this to say, if you feel like you need to call Child Protective Services, please do. It's more work for lawyers anyways.
What's great about stealing from here is they can't afford good lawyers. It's more like stealing from people than stealing from a business.
Okay, I don't know whether this guy's an idiot or a genius. First off, when you're stealing, never say you're stealing. Especially not on camera. And if you ever get caught taking something from an Airbnb or a hotel or a restaurant, just say this. I thought it was complimentary. And then shut the fuck up till I get there. I will admit though he's onto something. Asking yourself, can these people afford lawyers before committing a crime is a pretty good move.
Except the real wallet is just another decoy. The real wallet is way further up.
Now hear me out. Keeping the decoy wallet can be a great way to avoid having your wallet stolen. However, keeping your real wallet inside your underwear does come with some other risks. Because when you go to pay for something, you're pulling that credit card out of a very intimate space. I've had to defend several clients for indecent exposure and stanking up a store. Now this fella keeps his cash way further up. That's a whole new meaning to dirty money. You might need a lawyer.
No, I got them from your school nurse when I went in to steal the Saran wrap from your cafeteria.
Okay, a parent stealing from their child's school. This is a case I see more often than you think. The defense is simple. You can't steal something you already paid for. If it's a private school, how much do you pay per semester? That should cover the Saran wrap. If it's a public school, guess what? You already paid for it with your taxes. Now, I'm pretty sure this client doesn't pay taxes, but that's a separate case.
Why did you find duct tape and handcuffs in my trunk? Good question. I'm just really freaky.
This actually makes a surprisingly good defense. This is why I always tell criminals, get the fluffy handcuffs. Just as effective and comes with an alibi. Plus, if people start asking you about it and you say it's a kink, most of the time they don't have many follow-ups. Although sometimes they could have a lot of follow-ups. That's the downside.
You're almost as privileged as a gay white man.
Assault, right? You saw it, I saw it, we all saw it. But hold on a second. Did you see the mosquito? Because I think my client might have seen a mosquito on her face and was doing her the service of dispatching it. That thing could have been carrying malaria, Zika, West Nile virus. You might not like mosquitoes, but they're a lawyer's best friend. Alibi, criminal lawyer.